Okay, it's time for Star Wars Outlaws. This game just released. It's gonna release probably. I have the early access, but if you have Ubisoft Premium, then you're gonna have early access as well. It's gonna launch from 3 days from now, and as you can see, this game is. Let me just go through the graphics. It's really intensive on its like very high settings on native resolution. So this is like 4K native, no upscaling. DLSS turned off. Everything's set to ultra. This game you cannot turn off ray tracing, so this game comes with ray tracing by default, so you cannot really turn it off, but you can turn it down if you want. I'm not gonna turn it. I'm gonna keep it on high because this GPU is strong, so I'm not gonna really turn it down or turn it up. You can turn up only one option. These ones are grayed out for some reason. Probably I can turn them on. Could turn them up in the main menu, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it on high. Yeah, and everything is set to ultra, and this is the new path tracing. I think it's RTX Direct Lighting, which is the NVIDIA's dynamic illumination kind of new project that they just cooked, and it's supposed to be like path tracing, but it's like a different implementation of path tracing. It does actually sends rays that can bounce from the camera, can bounce around objects and come back to the camera, and tells you, calculate all that shit just like path tracing, but it's like a different implementation calculation. It's supposed to be less intensive, but we're gonna see. For now I have it to off, and as you can see, it's at 48, 46, so between 45 and 50 FPS, which is not good on native. I mean, I'm gonna say something. I like this graphics and art style. The new Ubisoft engine is really good. This makes me like very excited for the what's it called, Assassin's Creed Shadows, because they're gonna stop using that fucked up old raggedy engine that they used for too long since Assassin's Creed Origins, and now they updating this. I think it's called Snowflake or something like that. I'm not sure, but this is the new engine. All right, so let's just go enable DLSS video. Keep it on biased. Fixed is the resolution target. If you want to, like, the frame rate target, if you want to keep 60, and it's gonna start dropping resolution, but it give you the 60 up FPS if you want. So DLSS on quality right now. Go back. So DLSS from 45 to 85. That's a 40. That's double the FPS just by doing DLSS on quality. To be honest, I don't know. I mean, some implementation of DLSS are good. Some implementation of DLSS are trash. It depends on the game and who's the company that making the game. I thought that Ubisoft is gonna flop this shit, but it did not. It's like from 45 to 85. That's double the FPS. You cannot say something bad about that. And I don't have any bottlenecks GPU wise. I know that Ubisoft games like Assassin's Creed Mirage, they give my my GPU a little bit of a bottleneck sometimes in some areas, but there's no bottleneck in this GPU right now, and the GPU is actually getting fucking toasty because using close to 500 watts. Holy damn! All right, let's use DLSS on performance right now. I'm gonna be using the I was gonna say RTGI, but it's RTXDI later in the video. But for now, let's do some performance, which gives us another like from 80 to 100, so another close to 40 FPS. Not really 40 FPS, but another close, like 30 FPS more. Oh, it's dropping already, the 90s and low hundreds. But it's still, I mean, still running very good. I think this area is like gonna be like less intensive. It's gonna be probably 126 FPS. Yeah, and still using not comfortable amount of VRAM. I would say it's not comfortable amount because 11.6. Yeah, I mean 11.6 is not bad for the 40 series GPUs, but it's bad for anything before that. 12 gigabytes of VRAM, like most GPUs have 8 gigabyte of VRAM, like from 3060 Ti to like 3070 Ti. and 3080 does not have 12. It has only 10 gigabyte of VRAM. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. Ubisoft does not care about VRAM usage, just cares about money. Give them money. But to be honest with you, this game is running pretty well on the 4090, so they just need to curb that VRAM utilization of theirs. All their games use a lot of VRAM for some reason. Alright, let's use frame generation right now. Where's it gonna be? Video. Frame generation. On. Light. Hitch. Nope. Okay, let's go back. The frame generation is... So it occupied a gigabyte and 0.2, like a gigabyte point, because it was 11.6 and now it's like 12.8. So a gigabyte 0.2 of VRAM for frame generation, which is not bad. But overall, 13 gigabytes of VRAM is uncomfortable for like most GPUs. That means that the 4070 Super on the 4070, they're not going to be able to use frame generation on 4K. They can play it on 4K, just not going to be able to you know, use frame generation to get that most out of the GPU frame rate wise. Okay, let's drop it to 1440p then. Let me just go. I think it's gonna black out because this is a full screen, and my capture card is gonna be like, oh, I don't know this resolution. I'm just gonna turn off. Yep, it's just gonna, yeah, it's not gonna show anything. It's gonna say not supported. All right, so okay, now I suppose, yeah, it's showing on the capture card. So 1440p. I'm gonna disable frame generation and DLSS. I'm gonna light these options. Why did it go black screen for a while? I'm not sure. I thought it was gonna crash. So 1440p native with ray tracing on high and everything on ultra on this GPU is 80 and 90 something FPS. Okay, so this area is like less intensive. So let me just get out. It's gonna be like 80 FPS. Yeah, between 79 and 80 FPS. I'll drop to 78. And it's still using 12 gigabytes of VRAM, which is not good. And it's still using close to 500 watts of power. This is fucking crazy. This game is just like, whew, it's just, I don't know what to say. This game is very intensive. I mean, graphical wise, it's not really, I don't know. I mean, it looks awesome, but I mean, I like this art style. I'm not gonna lie, but it shouldn't be this into. I mean, Senua's Hellblade, Senua's like, that's, you know, that's expected from something that looks fucking real, you know. But for this that looks like a little bit cartoonish, I would say like they should actually optimize the game. The game running good, right? The game's running really good. It's not really using a lot of RAM. It's using a lot of VRAM, but it's not using a lot of RAM. It's not bottlenecking my CPU, and yeah, like even now it's not even using the 3D cache cores, and it's not bottlenecking. So it's using the 8 cores that don't have 3D cache, and it's not bottlenecking. So the game is actually CPU wise optimized. It's just GPU wise is not optimized. Let's use DLSS on quality video. I keep going like between video and graphic. Let's use DLSS on quality. I have to apply this first and then choose. Okay, let's go back. So DLSS on quality. I have no idea what FPSs I have before. 70 something, 80. Okay, now I have like 115. Probably gonna drop to 90s in here with DLSS and quality. And as you can see, it's increasing the CPU usage because, well, this is 1440p using DLSS, which is like 960p right now, and yeah, it's not really bottlenecking my GPU, but it's still using a lot of fucking VRAM for 960p image. Yeah, the VRAM thing is just the VRAM is the only thing that's bothering me right now. I mean, I do have a GPU that has 10 gigabytes of VRAM, so it's gonna be nowhere near this performance A 3080 is just gonna be like, what? I don't know what are you talking about? Star Wars? I can't play this game. I am gonna try it next, on the 3080, but sheesh, this is too much. I think I'm gonna be dropping the textures from like ultra to high on that GPU. So yeah, but this is the 49. That's why I have it like maxed out. Let's try frame generation right now. It's gonna increase the VRAM even more. Go back. Yeah, supply changes, you fucking idiots. It did it again. For some reason, it keeps blacking out when I apply. Sometimes I apply the settings. All right, so from 130 to 170 FPS, which is pretty good. Then we set 100% lows. Yeah, 100% lows are pretty good as well. I mean, using high ray tracing and everything maxed out, it's still using a lot of VRAM, but I mean, it's running pretty smoothly. There is not like a lot of stutters. There is not stutters at all. There's no stutters. It's just using a lot of VRAM. That's all. That's my only strife with this game. Okay, now I'm gonna go back. Right, I'm gonna go back to 4K. It's not gonna be here. It's gonna be the video. I'm gonna go back to 4K. Gonna black out again. All right, I adjusted it from the capture card. So 4K right now. I'm gonna be disabling DLSS at all. I'm not gonna be using any upscaling, and I'm gonna go to graphics and use this on medium. Let's try it on medium first, right? Let's try it on medium. So yeah, let me just go and increase this bad boy as well. So this one on medium, RTXDI on medium is running on 35 FPS. Okay, I'm just gonna try to see where it lands with ultra. So ultra, apply, go back. So it was 35, now ultra is 28. Well, it's not really less intensive than path tracing. It's because it's actually path tracing, just like a different implementation and calculation of path tracing. But it makes, you know, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's like intensive. Yeah, sure, Alan Wake drops to 16 FPS on this GPU, but Alan Wake is actually like looks a little bit realistic and has a lot of foliage and vegetation and trees and lights and a lot of stuff. I mean, this game looks a little bit cartoonish, so it shouldn't be doing, but you know, I don't know. Developers, they don't optimize their games anymore for, you know, optimum performance, but they just, you know, they make a game, they tell you to upgrade your hardware, just like I'm not gonna even talk about that anymore. I said it too many times. They tell you that your hardware is useless, upgrade it, because our game is perfect. All right, so let's use, now it's using 15 gigabytes of VRAM, as you can see. 15.2 gigabytes of VRAM. This is close to a 4070 Ti and a 4080 graphics card. Let's use DLSS. Gonna keep it on bias. DLSS on quality. Okay, so DLSS on quality, where is it gonna land? It stuttered, it hitched right now. I think it's gonna crash. It did crash. Okay, now back from the crash. This game crashed like first time I launched it. What are we now? Like 14 minutes after I launched the game. So this is not good. I don't need it. Okay. This is how it runs with DLSS on quality. Let's use DLSS on performance. Let's apply it. So DLSS on performance bumps me from 50 to 70 FPS. Let's reset the 100% lows. This guy is working out or something like that. This area is less intensive than the other one that I was in before, so it's probably gonna go to 80s. Yep, it is 80s. So in least intensive areas, you're gonna be like 80s, and in the most intensive areas is gonna be like filled with people. It's gonna be like 60s with DLSS performance on 4K, which is not bad. I mean, with frame generation, if you have 60 FPS and above, it's not gonna feel laggy. But yeah, I would have loved to see this GPU using like having like 70 FPS without any frame generation all the time in this path traced beautiful what do I call it, game. The game is beautiful, but the beautiful preset, that's what I was looking for. All right, let's use frame generation right now. Video frame generation, view. Yep.
Next shipment's coming in.
Okay. 100 FPS from like 60s, high 60s. Now I have a 100 FPS. And as I said before, like there are some games that use frame generation really good. There are some games that use frame generation really bad. It depends on the developer and depends on how the DLSS implementation is in the game. Is put and implemented into the game. But this revision of DLSS frame generation does not even have. I cannot see any. Probably if I have like a reticle in the middles, like a crosshair or something like that, it's gonna be probably some artifacting. But so far I don't see anything, and I like the clean screen. You know what I mean? It just says like repaired the data spike at the pre-band shop, and that's it. There's no fucking health bar. There's no except for the compass on the top. There's no health bar. There's nothing obstructing the view, which is good. All right, let's try DLSS. I mean, let's turn off DLSS and use 1440p. Gonna turn off frame generation as well and go 1440p. Now it's gonna tell me, okay, I don't know this resolution again. You have to check with the doctor. Yeah, it's showing a lot of screens. Yeah, it's like confused. It's not a black screen right now, but it's showing a lot of screens. Let me just go and fix that. Okay, now that it's fixed, I don't know why like Ubisoft games tell you the GPU. Sometimes they tell you the CPU and stuff like right. I know what I'm using. You don't need to remind me. I mean the VRAM graph, sure, why not? Red Dead Redemption does that too, but why do you need to tell me, oh, are you using the 40S? I know that. I mean, this is just like stupid. Alright, let me just make that overlay a little bit smaller. Okay. And 1440p, everything maxed out with RTXDI is giving me 50 FPS, not really 60 FPS. It's not bad, it's not good. I mean, it's playable, but it doesn't look good. I mean, a 1440p screen is gonna look good, but yeah, I would like want to see at least 60 FPS on 1440p. And now it's even dropping to 40s from 50s. Oh, let's use DLSS. It's not gonna be here, it's gonna be here. DLSS. This is something that they have to fix. This is something that they have to fix. It's a problem. So the DLSS quality bumps me to 60 FPS, and this was like the lowest that I had, like probably 40 something, and now probably gonna be up. Good performance from here on out. Yeah, but it's still using a lot of fucking VRAM. Or even on 1440p with DLSS, still using 12.9 gigabytes of VRAM. Crazy. And it's gonna probably crash again. Okay, 2 crashes within 5 minutes of gameplay. Way to go, Ubisoft. Way to go. Black Myth Wukong crashed only once in its whole lifetime of me playing it. This game is just crashing after crashing. Okay. Let's what did I use? Is it DLSS on performance? I think DLSS on quality right now. Let's use DLSS on performance and see. Hope it doesn't crash. DLSS on performance 1440p looks like shit. Oh, surprisingly, it doesn't look like shit in this game. Somehow, I don't know, because probably of its cartoonish look, it doesn't look that bad. I'm not sure. I don't know. It doesn't really look I mean, on my screen, it really doesn't look that bad. I would not play it like this, of course, because I've seen 4K with DLSS on performance. It looks
There's Preben.
way better than this.
To the track last night to watch him set up the company.
But yeah, 90 FPS, maxed out game, 1440p with DLSS on performance. All right, let's drop DLSS back to quality, right? And use frame generation. It's gonna be probably. Oh, did it crash again? Hope not. Yeah, sometimes it does that. Stupid little game. Stupid. Okay, this netted me more FPS than with DLSS performance, while it's looking way more better than DLSS performance. Yeah. The game with the lighting and stuff and the night, and now it's like coming to like probably dawn or something like that. It looks fucking beautiful, not gonna lie. The hair looks amazing. I don't know if it's not like Resident Evil kind of amazing. Resident Evil is like the best hair works I've seen in a game. Every like hair strand is like its own thing. But yeah, I mean, even in this game, like the hair is not bad. It looks cartoonish as well, but it's not bad. I mean, this bush as well looks cartoonish. Everything looks cartoonish a little bit.
Good with credits.
All right, let's use 1080p, right? Let's use 1080p. Let's go 1080p. I hope it doesn't my capture card doesn't crash on. I mean, doesn't turn off. I'm gonna turn off ray tracing. I mean DLSS. Hope it does not do anything stupid. Hope it stays on screen. Nope, it says no video. Okay, got that fixed. So DLSS is off, but frame generation is still on, and I'm gonna keep the overlay a little bit bigger. It's still using, I don't know, it doesn't drop VRAM. This game does not want to drop the VRAM like less than 12. Even I dropped resolution, but it does not want to drop the VRAM utilization. This is stupid. This is something that they should look into. It shouldn't be using all that VRAM on 1080p. Even maxed out, it shouldn't be using that. I mean, Cyberpunk looks way better than this game with its everything maxed out, and it doesn't even use this much VRAM. Yeah, sure, with frame generation you use like 13 or something like that, but when you use DLSS, it drops that VRAM. DLSS upscaler on performance, it drops that VRAM amount to like 10 or something like that. This is just stupid, but it's giving me a lot of performance. I'm not gonna neglect that. All right, I'm gonna try this next on the 3080. See how it runs with that GPU. That GPU has like 10 gigabytes of VRAM. Let's see how it runs on that GPU, because this game is stupidly ridiculous. All right, see you in the next video.